Somebody who maybe needed a little bit more roid rage last night, the Panthers. They lost 2-1 against some cat talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a party of playing. Get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. We tried sending it to you, Donald, but your guards outside, they kept him out of the mansion, so they turned him away.
Yeah, they
sorry for the misunderstanding.
They're armed and dangerous. Those guards outside. It's like the guards that Michael Corleone had outside in The Godfather Part 2.
Let's hear from Sergey Bobrovsky in the locker room afterwards, J-Fig, if we could. This is Bob on yesterday not getting the win.
Yeah, well, we had a good game, I thought. We don't have to do anything different. We just have to keep playing our game, be patient. And, yeah, they are a good team. So it's nobody said it's going to be easy. And it is what it is. So we're going back to Toronto, and the series going go on.
Did you see that, the first one, the power play that went off the ref? I mean, obviously it changed a big direction before it got on his stick.
Yeah, it's a little unlucky bounce, but it is what it is. So I thought we had a good game. We compete, we fight, we played solid defensive game. And yeah, they are a good team as well. So that's the score tonight.
The second one was just a lot of traffic out front. Is that kind of what happened on the second one?
You mean second goal? Yeah, there was traffic. Yeah.
On that, both goals. First one, Wolves, Loki, second one in traffic. Do you like how the team kind of limited those wide open scoring chances for them tonight?
Say again.
How the defense limited the really quality looks for the Leafs tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I thought again, guys did a great job for the whole series. And defensively we were well and played well, and yeah, it's we're getting ready for next game.
What's the disappointment in not closing them out? As you guys saw, what happens when you don't close a team down?
Well, it is what it is. As I said, they are a good team. So and. It's series is go on, and it was a great game. It was so much fun. Atmosphere was great. Again, I was fortunate to be there, to be on the ice, and had a good game. Had fun out there. So and looking forward for next game.
There you go, Sergey Bobrovsky after Game 4. Not rattled.
Nope.
Not rattled.
Has he ever been rattled?
Not phased.
Never. No.
He was born calm.
Silly Sauce says, I've been impressed with how level-headed Bob is. That's really how he is at all points.
Yeah, I've never seen Bob lose his cool, right?
No. No, he's just very, especially after games,
very complimentary to the other team.
They're a good team. I think that's the thing, but you have already put yourself in a good position. You have a chance to, you got, plenty of cracks to close this series out. Yeah, I get it. It just happened to you. So don't, heed warning, but all right, you didn't sweep them. Guess what? You're still in a pretty good spot. You could beat them in 5. You don't beat them in 5, you get another closeout game in your building. Just like the Heat. It's like you lose yesterday. Yeah, it sucks. You lost an opportunity, but you still had a chance there at the end. And now, guess what? This is the whole advantage of taking back home court advantage in the first 2 games. You have a chance to close out the game, close out the series in your building. That's the beauty of it. It's not like yesterday we're trying to do. Well, is the pressure now on you because you're, now it's in your building? I can see it, but our season doesn't end, so it's still not as much pressure as the season ending.
I know, but if you go by talking about the Heat situation for a second, I get what you're saying, but then if it does get to a Game 7, I saw the stat this morning, home teams in Game 7s win 75.9% of the time. Not to say that this Knicks team particularly scares me, but, it's a Game 7 on the road, 75.9% of the time. That's something.
Yeah, I get it, but it's one of those things where you're getting I don't look at tomorrow as a high pressure situation. I look at it as a great chance. You're getting a place you haven't lost yet in the playoffs. You earned this chance by winning one of the first 2 games, and that's the beauty of it. I would have. It just doesn't feel like losing a game yesterday. Just doesn't feel like this blow. I think it's just that happens in the playoffs sometimes. Not everybody plays up to every single level. That's why series are fascinating to watch, the ups and the downs. But, I don't see Jimmy Butler having another 19-point game. I see him probably bouncing back in a big way. I see the shooting bouncing back in a big way because, these guys have been pretty damn good now we're talking 10 games in this postseason, very high pressure games, and they've mostly performed, and especially in that building. Same thing goes for the Panthers. It's like, all right, you didn't have that opportunity. You finally had a game where you weren't able, in 6 games, you weren't able to get that lone goal to get yourself back even in a crazy situation. But you want to know something? You almost did, and you probably will. You probably bounce back in a big time way. So while it was not a closeout Wednesday, we're making it a closeout Friday, dude. I mean,
Here you go again.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a closeout Friday, and I can't wait. We're gonna have a great party.
Jinx.
No, it's not a jinx, dude. It's just the facts. It's a closeout Friday. You know what?
-1.
Closeout Friday to close out the week. That's how we're gonna do it.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna do it. Closeout Wednesday.
Well, at least it's a Friday night, so I know I can either drink happily at the end of those games, or I can drown my sorrows at the end of those games.
Drown your sorrows in some of that McGregor slop.
I've never tried the proper number 12, but I've heard anyone who's tried it tells me not so good. Like I've never actually had never had it for myself.
Chaser.
You had it with a chaser?
Yeah, like the pickle juice.
Was
What?
it good?
Yeah,
Pickle
it's pretty
juice.
good.
Pickle juice.
What are you,
Pickle
Jay
juice?
Ajayi?
Yeah, I forgot what they call it. It's pretty good. I mean,
Jay, that's a
it's
good
better
one.
than I thought. I don't know.
It was better than you thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes like gasoline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know what the apple one is like though. Maybe that's a little bit better. I know you got
Probably
a new apple
gasoline with
flavor.
apple flavor.
As a matter of principle, I'm not a big fan of like flavored liquor. Like I don't know. I kind of I feel like that's
understand.
kind of a cop
Called
out.
a pickleback.
There's
That's what it was.
yeah,
It's called a what?
A pickleback.
that's what they call it, a pickle chaser.
Mm-hmm.
Pickleback.
Uh,
Try it.
I don't like
Butler's
pickles. I probably
I
wouldn't
won't
like
double
that.
back.
I don't
on
like
that.
pickle. Well,
Jimmy
okay.
Butler's favorite band.
Before Nashville, I didn't like pickles.
-1 on you, man.
Why?
-1.
It's called Nickelback, not
Yeah,
Pickleback.
samesies. It's a
No!
one letter.
Pickleback.
He was trying to make it a Jimmy thing.
Trying to bring it to the heat so bad. I'm like, wait a minute, we're talking about Pickleback.
I did like how yesterday Jimmy Butler wanted to make everybody clear. He goes, "Listen, we lost. I'm still playing music in that locker room. Like we know.
Yeah,
we
he
know,
did.
We know, dude. Trust me. Doesn't matter what, because he's gonna play that music. Because that Nickelback story came after losing to the Magic. That dude's gonna play his music. He doesn't care.
What do you think he played yesterday?
I don't know. Didn't get any
It was a
reports.
quiet locker room.
That's not what that. Well, no.
So
it's-
far away. Is that Nickelback?
Yes, that is it. Nickelback.
But it's not far away, so he didn't play that.
Well, he's in New York. Probably play some Ramones or something like that. He's probably old school like that.
He is old school like that. He's got a very eclectic taste. That's how he rolls.
Drink a
Draymond
couple
Green's
Michelob's.
Draymond Green's out here peacocking, huh? Good for them. They kept it going.
Yeah.
Why are you thinking they're peacocking? They could actually win this series.
Well, I mean, listen, if Anthony Davis isn't going to play, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is a big problem.
Well, they're doing the tour analysis on Anthony Davis. They're making sure
They're
that
going to get him the Dolphins doctor.
they're gonna-
Are they
They're
trying to end
definitely
his
not getting
career
the
too?
Dolphins
Like,
out
has anyone said that AD needs to retire? Besides
not
me,
seen that.
I think I've said that a few times. But
Somebody get Chris Nowinski on the line and see if Anthony Davis is allowed to play this game. Only Chris Nowinski can let us know if it's okay for Anthony Davis to play Game 6.
we got to get Dr. Bennett Amalu here, the guy from the movie Concussion, because you remember he weighed in on Tua. He was like, I think it's always interesting when you've got. And I'm not saying he's not, a reputable doctor. I mean, Will Smith played the guy in a movie, so there's got to be some, solid reputation there. But like, isn't it weird how many doctors, like these sports doctors who try to get clicks and retweets, how they're going to diagnose someone they've never treated? Isn't that a big thing in the medical community where you're only supposed to say so much about someone you've never actually treated? But
Tell
the
the
Twitter
truth,
doctors,
Daniel.
yeah.
Until you
Tell
get
the truth, Donald.
until you get called up by CNN and then they're like, oh, yeah, it's a
Right.
free advertisement. Yeah, I'll go
Right.
on there. What do you want me to say? Oh yeah, you shouldn't play. Yeah, that's bad. Bad football, bad.
Dude,
Tua.
Tobin, I don't know if you remember there was this old I'm probably going to refrain from saying his name just because I don't know if he's had his name cleared since then, but there used to be this like really famous famous within like the fight community, because the guy like wrote blogs for fighting websites and he would weigh in on every MMA injury. And I used to have this guy like on shows back in the day quite frequently, and then at some point he was exposed for being a complete fraud. Like apparently
That's
he was doing like unauthorized procedures and he lied about his credentials and
So he
and,
was
like,
based out of down here.
yes, which that's the typical Miami thing, right? And then like I used to have this guy on a lot to discuss fighting injuries, and I always thought like it's so weird
You got
how this
So he was like remember when Diego Santos had that trainer with the guys
Yeah.
like, you need to find the power of lightning? He was like that version of like an injury expert.
Yeah, well, good. And I remember when I used to have this injury expert on, I thought he was such a great radio guest because he was not shy about like talking about diagnosis for anybody's injuries in the fight game and had very strong opinions. Because I'm like, usually doctors don't always like express those opinions so strongly. Then I found out this guy was a total fraud, and I'm like, oh, that explains some of that, I think.
Platforms. Alex Dono filling in for Leroy today alongside me. So it's great to have Dono on the show today. Vlad's here today. He's peacocking, even though he's on very little sleep. Even though he's on very little sleep.
You know, I
really thought that
I retweeted a video with a bunch of those Knicks fans talking about how they're going to win the series in 7 and yelling, and then somebody commented on the tweet and said, "Those are a bunch of Vlads." Is what someone said.
I love it. That'd be a bunch of Vlads.
It's just Vlad and Richie. They're going to be there. They're going to be parading. The thing that's weird about it, though, like, do you see that this is now a thing that all the Knicks fans are furious with Bam Adebayo? They're calling him a dirty player.
For what?
Because he's just been around all of the injuries that have happened this series. Because yesterday he backhands going for a rebound, Julius Randle in the eye. And so Julius Randle, as we have mentioned, he looks like Rocky Balboa, like the entire thing with his eye closed up. But like they're putting out montages of Bam being just around injuries. They're like, look at this guy, dirty player. And they're just like Knicks falling down, stepping on ankles. So now this idea has been, they're so enraged by what's happened. It's not only that the Heat are beating the Knicks, but it's just that Bam is dirty. Like they got something. First of all, the dirtiest play this entire series was by Josh Hart, where he was soccer diving at Jimmy Butler. You guys have the audacity to say that Bam Adebayo is a dirty player? Get the hell out of here.
They got a lot of audacity because they've been complaining about the refs, despite the fact that the worst officiating in the series was Scott Foster in Game 2 that they won. They complain about Adebayo, who, like you described it, he's basically Forrest Gump, where he just happens to be like in the right place at the right time when all this like crazy historical stuff is happening. He just happens to be there, or they're blaming the humidity in the heat for their indoor sports.
Well, listen, it's co-signed, dude.
I'm not co-signing that.
It doesn't matter. It's already in the ether. You can blame Mike Greenberg for that one and Jalen Rose. But like, this is now Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo's out here resorting to the dirty tactics.
He could never win. Either he has to be more aggressive,
or
he's playing dirty. Come on,
you're
guys.
right, J Fig. The dude can't win. It's
Come
like,
on.
hey, he's either
Pick a side.
too passive or he's he's dirty because Mitchell Robinson doesn't know where to put his feet.
Stop elbowing guys.
Get out of here, dude. Get your face out of the way.
Oh, come on, man.
He says he's not peacocking. Look at his headline.
They get
on to Game 6.
People get very mad because people around the league think he sends illegal screens. And what I would tell you is, do your screens better. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you guys can't get around him, that's your problem. He's just been doing this thing illegally for 4 years. Nobody's caught on to it.
Hey, Scott Foster, just recognize this. Just remember this. This guy's just.
You want Scott Foster to give a hard warning like he's a boxing referee?
Hey, listen, because of you now, I started looking into referees. One of the referees yesterday was from Miami.
I know.
Really?
He was actually, he went to high school, I think 2 years. I think he was 2 years behind Udonis Haslam. Was it Goebel, I think?
He knows UD. That's UD's guy.
Listen, doesn't matter. That's why he's an impartial referee. Scott Foster's not.
Scott Foster is impartial.
No, what's impeccable is his record as a New York Knicks official, which is undefeated, never lost.
His record as officiating Heat games, they've never won.
No, it's like he is the extender. And listen, he's coming in tomorrow. If he is the Heat Knicks official tomorrow, I'm sorry, that's fishy. Like, honestly, the fact that it's just even in the ether, if Adam Silver has the audacity to
put it out there, Silver.
If he does that, that's wrong. That's a wrong thing to do.
If Foster's working that game, if anybody wants to like travel up to MSG to watch Game 7, you could start booking your tickets. Like, you can get your hotel resis ready. You start picking out the restaurants you're going to eat in.
You're going to see Bam Adebayo fouled out of that game with Scott Foster, the official, in one half.
Yep.
They're going to start calling fouls on Bam like he's Duncan Robinson for just existing.
Bam's got 2 fouls right now.
He's going in. It's like, listen, guys, new rules tonight. Bam, you only get 4 tonight. What? Yeah, that's right. 2 fouls for Sass. Like, what are we doing? Bam
For
Bam Adebayo is a dirty player. I mean, the things that this, and you know who buys into this nonsense? Ben Stiller. This guy's probably out here. He's like,
he responded again?
nah, not about
Oh.
this, but you know he's thinking it.
You see what Tobin does? You see what Tobin, he insinuates
Riling
things
it
that,
up.
yeah, he insinuates things that are not happening to get this
I'm gonna
fan
check his
base
Twitter
riled
likes.
I'll
up.
go check his Twitter
I'll
right
check
now.
his Twitter likes right now and see if he
Let's
liked
see.
this. Because I bet you he did. Man, this guy likes a lot of tweets about the Knicks.
I wish Bam was a dirty player. We could use a little bit more, a little more edginess, a little more scrappiness from him. Like I watch Bam play every night. I can't call the guy a dirty player. I kind of wish he was a little dirtier. You want to have a guy like that on your side.
Dude, this guy, Ben Stiller, has liked 900 tweets about the Knicks game last night. Like, don't you have movies to make, dude?
No, when you have money, you don't have to worry about that.
Like, what is he doing? Charles Barkley said last night that the Heat's game 6 is their game 7. I would say that's not true. Game 7's a game 7, Charles.
I need Stiller working on season 2 of Severance. I don't know how long I'm going to wait for. You ever seen that show
Tweet
that he
him.
produces?
Tweet him.
I've
He'll
not.
answer.
Oh, it's so freaking good. And it's been like 15 months since season 1 came out. I need season 2.
Well, it's been like 15 years since the Knicks have actually won a series, so therefore he's probably enjoying this moment right now.
The amount of tweets he has on just May 6th.
And this is the only thing. This is a
And
big
May
movie
8th.
star. This is all he'll tweet about. He's just and you know what the thing is funny about him is the thing that's so pathetic about it is he puts down Mitchell Robinson does the Hacker Robinson yesterday, and so he was asked. Mitchell Robinson goes after the game. He goes, "I'm knocking these down," and he was then his quote after that was he offended by Spo doing? He goes, "No, he wasn't offended. He kind of understood it."
Yeah.
But Ben Stiller responds with this tweet and goes, "I'm knocking these down." Like he wants it on the wall of Madison Square Garden. Knicks take game 5 against the Heat. Mitchell Robinson nails 3 free throws. I mean, it's unbelievable.
He even has a helicopter view of the Madison Square Garden.
I love it.
Oh.
He is annoying. He just tweeted out at one point yesterday, "Boo!"
Yeah, and then like RS something.
I don't know why he bothers me so much, but he does.
Leave Gaylord Fokker alone, man.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
He's milking this. He's milking these Knicks
Well,
tweets.
De Niro's definitely been milking.
Trying to get going.
Oh yeah, did you see De Niro at 79 is
It's not a
expecting
We
minus
talked
kids?
about this yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
It's not a minus
unbelievable.
one. It's
missed it.
true.
-1.
Wow,
Yeah, I can't believe it's 79 years old. He's just revealing, hey, by the way, just had another one.
it's crazy.
That's
7
nuts.
kids now. Jeez.
Still getting after it, this De Niro.
Bobby D.
He is a bad grandpa.
Yeah.
Apparently he's just a bad paw.
Dude, one of the best De Niro moments was when that movie The Irishman came out a few years ago. So he was probably like 75 when that movie was made, and they used that because they had a bunch of flashbacks in that movie to like his young days supposedly. But it was like De Niro acting, but they used anti-aging technology to make him look like he was in his 30s or something. There's this scene in a flashback where 75-year-old Robert De Niro is like kicking the mailman, and it's like he's supposed to be 30 years old, and it's like geriatric, and it's like uncomfortable. This guy's supposed to be 30 beating up the mailman, and it was like one of the most cringe scenes I've ever seen in cinema. But he can still get it done in the bedroom, apparently.
Apparently,
Yeah,
so.
apparently. He's a
That's-
sniper.
This man does. He's got kids. So imagine having a 51-year-old kid and a baby.
Dude,
Like,
he's 79. When
that's
that kid is
crazy.
5, he's going to be 84.
Oh,
He's lucky he's able to have people to take care of it.
Is he
for
going to
him.
see the kids' kindergarten graduation? That's, there's just certain things. Is he going to be there for the big achievement, the big...
he's not going to be there for anything.
No, he
Yeah.
won't.
He's not going to be there for anything, and they're just going to say like, "Hey, what was your dad like?" Well, I didn't really know him. I mean, he was done by the time I was in elementary school.
He was Raging Bull like 50 years
That's
before I was
so
born.
sad.
When you show him like The Godfather, it's going to be like, what is this? Black and white?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wild, dude. It's just an insane thing. All right, this does not give me the goosies talking about Robert De Niro getting after it at 80 years old, but